Our next few segments represent the culmination of this course. In these segments, we'll apply all the principles we've discussed to the facilitation of peer learning in the clinical environment. In this first segment, we'll talk about getting your student team started right. Your team's success will depend in large part on how you get them started. The evidence in the literature provides two valuable recommendations for initiating a successful student team. The first is to have a meaningful orientation session, and the second is to use a learning contract. We can use our orientation to accomplish several goals for our student team. First, we can reinforce our expectations of the students' team interactions and collaboration. To set the stage for successful team interactions, our expectations should, at a minimum, include the following. Using each other as a resource by studying questions together before asking the CI, being willing to provide honest, critical feedback to help their partner's performance, accepting feedback respectfully and gratefully, and seeking opportunities to learn from and with each other. Orientation is also an excellent time to discuss the schedule. Introduce how you plan to manage the 2-to-1 model, when they'll see patients individually and collaboratively, when you'll provide feedback individually and as a team, and when regular reflection time will take place. As we discussed in another module, orientation is a good opportunity to introduce other members of the healthcare team, define everyone's roles, and help students feel like they are an integral part of the interprofessional team. A final effort during orientation should be to set team goals. These goals will be designed to enhance the peer learning experience by focusing on enhanced awareness of peer learning opportunities, positive interactions between students, and shared accountability for team success. This is where the team learning contract comes into play. This is a tool that helps structure your team learning goals in written form with a specific timeline for completion. Hansen and DeLulius suggest including the following in your team learning contract. A statement of the goal that explicitly relates to peer learning, strategies that will help with goal achievement, resources that may be required to accomplish the goal, and a specific timeline for completion. Here's how they suggested organizing this information. The team learning contract should be a collaborative effort with the CI and both students directly involved in its creation. Once you all agree on the goals and have the contract completed, be sure to review and revise it as necessary during your regular feedback sessions. So, to sum up this segment, the success of your student team is more likely if it gets a proper start. This is accomplished through a focused orientation that sets expectations and defines roles, as well as the creation and documentation of team goals in a learning contract. Thanks for listening. Here are the references that we used for this segment. While this information is fresh in your mind, it might be a great time to jot down some ideas of how you'll run your next orientation session with your student team.